والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Alright, so we are on chapter 130. قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله باب إثم من أشار على أخيه بغير رشد. Right? Yes or no? Alright. So hadith. So this is bab ithm. Ithm, it means what? Sin. It means this is sin. Alright. What's another word for sin?
Ma'asiyah.
Ma'asiyah is disobedience.
Wizard.
Wizard. Alright. Alright, so you have itham, you have wizard. Alright, la taziru waziratun wizra ukhra. Alright. So bab ithmi man ashara. So this is the chapter, the sin man ashara. Ashara here, it doesn't mean to point, but it means to give what? To guide, for guidance. So ashara ala akhihi bighayri rushd. That he guides his brother to a path other than the correct and the best path. And this of course can be done through treachery, can be done out of jealousy, where he wants to see the person fail, so he points them off into the wrong direction, not into the best direction. Or sometimes it's just like a selfishness, because maybe he doesn't want the person to have what he has, so he's like, all right, I'll let you have something, but not like what I got. So he points them off into another direction. It's not the best direction. All right, so this hadith number 259. حدثنا عبد الله ibn Yazid. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to come back and because all of my notes. And this is my son's book. I left my book at home, like a forgetful person. The first time it happens, but so there was an issue about Abdullah ibn Yazid, but I'm trying to remember because he's the Sheikh of Bukhari, and there's No, there's no issue. No, not in this one. It's the next one. All right, so anyways, don't worry about it. So قال حدثني سعيد بن أبي أيوب قال حدثني بكر ابن عمير عن أبي عثمان مسلم ابن يسار عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من تقول علي ما لم أقل فليتبوأ مقعده من النار ومن استشاره أخوه المسلم فأشار عليه بغير رشد فقد خان ومن فتي بغير الثبت فإثم على من أفتاه. Alright, this sanad is فيه كلام. Alright, and it goes back to Abi Uthman Muslim ibn Yusar. There's other issues, but like I said, inshallah I'll revise this tomorrow, and I'll go back over this chain of narration tomorrow, because I have all the notes in my other book, in my actual book, not in this. This is the son's book, right? But from what I remember from the hadith, it is not authentic. There are some issues in this hadith. But there are issues of this hadith, parts and aspects of this hadith that are authentic. Alright, so the first part is the statement of the Prophet ﷺ, Man taqawwala alayya. Man taqawwala alayya means what? And another narration, Man yakulu alayya. Or, it's whoever says anything about me, Malam aqul, something that I did not say, which means whoever fabricates and makes up, say, oh, the Prophet said this, but he didn't say this. All right, فَلْيَتَبَوَّأْ مَقْعَدَهُ مِنَ النَّارِ, then let him prepare his seat in the hellfire. All right, to say that the Prophet ﷺ said something that he did not say, or did something that he did not do, to say that this is from the Sunnah and it's not, and you're just making it up, then let the person prepare his seat in the hellfire. Now, does this mean that a person makes a mistake? Like sometimes we might memorize a statement from one of the tabi'een, or even from the Sahaba, and we might think that the Prophet ﷺ said it, so on mistake we say, Qala Nabi ﷺ, and we say the statement of the Sahabi. So is this underneath this hadith? No, because that's khata, And if the person is, if it's brought to his attention, he's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. And and he reverses it, he retracts it. This is for the person who does this for the ta'amud. All right, he does this on purpose. All right, so he's like, because in the past, people, they couldn't find evidence to support their misguidance. So what did they start to do? They start making up a hadith. They start taking these chains of narrations and just making a hadith. And that's when the people had to go back, and that's when the checking started. Going back and checking these ahadith. Did you really say this? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? And then they find out that these people were making up ahadith. This is the Khawarij were known for making up and fabricating ahadith. And all these people from you see from the Jahmiyyah and this also known for just fabricating ahadith, anything to support their misguidance. And the Shia have fabricated every single hadith that they have. The only time that they think that a hadith is in their favor, they say, yeah, the hadith is in Bukhari. That's when you know that all of their deen is made up. Because, they know that Bukhari and Muslim is the strongest hadith. And whenever they feel that this hadith supports what they're talking about, they'll say it. They say, it's in Bukhari and Muslim. It's Sahih, you know that. So that goes to show you that they understand that all the rest of their stuff is just like what? La La Land, Space Tune, Cartoon Network, Islam, right? Yeah, so it's nothing to do with Islam. They just make it up. And like I said, I've actually seen in the books of the Shia, I've actually looked at them. Qala Ali, Qala Ali, Qala Ali, Qala Ali. That's it. No chain of narration, no nothing. So, mashallah. So, they literally have every single statement that Ali has ever spoken in his whole entire life. Every food he ate, every step he took. You see a whole big old book is nothing but Qala Ali, Qala Ali, Qala Ali, mashallah. So anyways, yes. So that first part, this first part of this hadith is muttafaqun alayh. Man taqawwala alayya ma lam aqulu falyatabawwa maq'adahu min an-nar. This is a hadith mutawatir. It's in Bukhari, it's in Muslim, and I wouldn't be surprised if you found it in every single book of hadith. But this is authentic. That part of the hadith. Man taqawwala alayya ma lam aqul falyatabawwa maq'adahu min an-nar. And then he said, وَمَنْ اسْتَشَارَهُ أَخُوهُ الْمُسْلِمُ. And whoever, whatever Muslim like his brother seeks guidance from him, seeks the correct, like let me know what's the correct route I should take. فَأَشَارَ عَلَيْهِ بِغَيْرِ الرُّشْدِ. And he gives him he recommends him to take a path that's not the path of guidance, it's the path of misguidance, but called khana. Then he's acted treacherously to him. In this aspect of the hadith, there's nothing to support it as far as the wording. Now I remember this as far as the notes, but this aspect, there's nothing to support the wording. But the meaning is true. This is khiyana. If a person comes to you and and he asks you what's the best book to read and what's the best place to study and what should I start, and you guide him to another path because you want him to fail or you want something, you basically just want him not to succeed. And that's treacherous. That's treacherous. A person comes to you seeking your recommendation, seeking your advice, and then you advise them to do what? To go to a path towards what? Failure. You want him to fail. That's evil. That's evil. That's not from brotherhood. And he said, وَمَنْ أُفْتِيَ فُتِيَ بغير الثبت فإثم على من أفتاه. ومن أفتي, what does that mean?
Like whoever gives a fatwa.
No. Whoever is asked to give a fatwa. بغير الثبت. But the person, he didn't go back and check the information. And then he comes up and he asks the sheikh. Like how these people say, "Yeah, sheikh, I heard somebody say keda wa keda wa keda wa keda." And they don't say who said it. They give just a little speech, a little piece of what the person said. They don't give the whole context. Because what are they trying to do? They're trying to get the sheikh to say, "Oh, that's dolala, that's misguidance. Whoever says that's the mubtada." And then what do? They take the little clip and they put it on YouTube. Sheikh Fulan ibn Fulan says Sheikh Fulan ibn Fulan is a mubtada. No, the itham is on the person who sought the fatwa, not the person on who gave it. Because the person who gave it, he gave it based on what? On trust, on what? He trusted the person. Like, you're giving me the information I need to know, but he didn't. He hid some information to get, just this information from the sheikh. The sheikh is not the atham. The person who's going and seeking the fatwa is acting treacherously, and that's the person who takes the sin. And we see this all the time, akhi, wallahi, all the time amongst students of knowledge.
Against Sheikh.
Yeah. Huh?
Against Sheikh.
No, against everybody. Not even just that. I mean, they've been doing this for in the times of Sheikh Al-Albani. People trying to do the same thing, trying to, they said this about Sheikh Al-Albani. They said, they've been doing this for a long time, akhi. It's just nothing new. These people, akhi, wallahi, they just want to come in and cause chaos amongst, ashab al-khayr. So Allah musta'an.
You need to believe me. He's been in prison before. Just believe me.
So inshallah, we'll stop with that one hadith. Inshallah, we're going to take a sharia, inshallah. Because, I mean, I was sitting there going and taking and putting the notes in Al-Adab al-Mufrad yesterday, because he was moving, so that's what I was saying. And when I was on the phone with Hamza, I said, I'm preparing the class right now. So I left the book in my room, that's why.
Should we tell him no customer?
Huh?
Should we tell him no customer?
Well, wait, inshallah, because I mean, something could come up. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about, man, when I was talking about the binding. See, this is the book. You see how dark those pages have gotten now. Huh?
وين اشتريته؟ من المدن؟
ايش؟
اشتريته في اليمن والسعودية؟
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's even the binding, all that was done in Yemen. It should be stamped. I think he stamped it right there.
With leather?
Huh?
Leather?
Yeah. He said, معمل مكتبة الإيثار التجليد صنع. He stamps all the books that he does. Tajleed on. Say this. You want to see the part where I told you Surah Al-Ahzab?
صفحة كم؟
That's what I was saying. You get to the last page of Surah Al-Ahzab, and then you meet my son Saif when he was a little baby. Because when I left the Mus'haf open, and I went to go do something, I had it sitting down, and then this kid comes up in there, grabs a pen.
Oh.
That's Saif when he was 5 years old. More than no, he's like 2 years old or 3 years old. He was a little baby when he did that. I had the Mus'haf just sitting up there, and he took the pen and I see my daddy doing this all the time. You know, and I was like, no, Saif, I write in notebooks. I don't write in the Mus'haf. You know, along with something. And it's still, yeah, man.
You're perfect. How could you not?
But yeah, that's, I mean, like I said, that holds up. That holds up. I mean, he did this, and the binding was done in 2015 during the war.
Almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's just the binding. The Mus'haf is way older than that. The Mus'haf, I mean, like you see, like I wrote in it 2010. I started writing like how many times I read the Mus'haf in it. So,
14 years old.
That's good.
huh?
14 years old.
Oh, that's how old you were?
Do you remember the hello hand?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were 14 years old when I got the Mus'haf.
I'm like 28.
Huh?
Like 28.
How old are you?
20. 20.
How were you 28 when I got the Mus'haf?
You said 14 years ago.
Yeah,
You said I was 14.
Dude, you gotta study math, Akhi. 14 years ago, how old are you right now?
20.
So you were 6 years old. He said I was 28 14 years ago. I'm like, dude, you ain't no 42, man. Stop all this. Stop this nonsense, Akhi. You gotta study math, man. I'm telling you. We need to start a math class for him. You're Muhandis, Akhi. Khalas.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, man. You gotta open up a math class for him.
I'm going around 2 with my math.
Any questions before we start this? And by the way, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Striving Slave. And I think everybody should thank Striving Slave. I don't know, is it 56, 40? So I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know, but the Striving Slave is the one who keeps putting up all the timestamps on all the videos. And even in the recent Quran memorization video, when I mentioned about the Adab al-Mufrad, Striving Slave was the one that said, let's, put it in the chat, like in the comment section, that it's lesson number 92. So mashallah, that's a lot of work, man. You see the timestamps and like now in every single live stream. As a Striving Slave keeps going and doing that. So Allah yubarak fihi, or I don't know if it's a male or a female, but Allah yubarak fihi. Huh? Huh?
Timestamps?
The timestamps is like, putting like, okay, at this time he starts talking about this, at this time he starts talking about this. This is the time that he starts the next class. So that way anybody that's trying to find something, they can just go to that specific time period and just jump to that. They don't have to listen to the whole thing. So yeah. MashaAllah.
بصيرات
Huh?
والبصيرات
Ish?
والبصيرات.
So seemingly, striving slave is the first question too.
Okay, there you go.
When we are given the summary of the hadith in English, I think he meant to say to someone. But not
What is it though? 56 what? Striving slave what? 56 what? It's got numbers after the name, right?
No.
Oh, that's how it is on YouTube.
Oh, maybe it's a different striving slave.
No, it's not.
It says when we are giving the summary of the hadith in English, I think to someone, how do we say that without saying the Prophet said it?
Again,
I think when we are giving the summary of the hadith in English to someone, how do we say that without saying the Prophet said it?
why do you not want to say the Prophet said it?
Because he didn't say it in English.
Well, you say that this is the translation of what the Prophet said, or the meaning of what the Prophet said. But you have to let them know that this is like the meaning of it. It's not what he said, but the meaning of it. So you can say like that. The meaning of what he said is this, or the translation of what he said is this. But yeah, I mean, obviously you wouldn't say, well, the Prophet said, "Go ye unto the forest." Of course, you're not gonna. The Prophet didn't speak English, right? He definitely didn't speak like Shakespeare. So yeah, I mean. And in the Arabic language, I guess he would have spoken like what Shakespeare would be in English, but no. No. Yeah, he just say that this is the translation of what he said, but not what he said.
Or maybe like what it means in English.
Hmm?
What it means in English, you could say.
Yeah.
Did we take Hadith 240?
I don't know. Did we?
No.
I thought we went back that day and took it. Tomorrow, inshallah, remind me.
No, خلاص كنت طيب.
Because I went back and read it yesterday, and I thought, for some reason, that we had already gone, because he kept getting that question. We take 242. All right, we'll go back and remind me tomorrow, inshallah.
Starving Slave again says, in the marriage book you're writing, can you please include a chapter where you discuss the marriage being invalid if someone is a fornicator?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna. I mean, look, all the major issues that we have. And by the way, I didn't mention anything about the marriage book, did I? I think what I'm going to do with the marriage book, I'm going to do it in 3 parts. Should I mention this to the people yet? Huh? No, because nobody. Yeah. I mean, even if somebody tried to do it, they're not going to do it the way I'm going to do it, so it doesn't really matter. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through and collecting all the hadith, the most important hadith about all of these issues, marriage, divorce. So the first thing that I'm going to bring it out of is a book of hadith. So it's just going to be a book of hadith. So that's going to be part 1. Then part 2 is going to be like all of those hadith, in practice. Like we're going to deal with all the issues that the people, because this is just going to be a book of hadith, so the people can memorize it. So all the, like maybe it's going to be like probably close to like 200 hadiths, but I'm only choosing the most important ones. I'm not like, well, I mean, every hadith is important, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to like try to cover like every, as far as us in America, in the West, like these are the evidences that we need dealing with the issues that we have to deal with. That's what I'm trying to do. So it's going to come out to about 200, once you cover all the, the marriage, the divorce, the custody, the breastfeeding, all of these things, support, child support and supporting your family. And all of these issues of khulur. So it's probably come out to about 200 hadith. So that's going to be like part 1. And then when that comes out, inshallah, we should be finished with Bulugh al-Maram. So what I'll do is I'll teach from that book directly, because that's going to have more hadith than Bulugh al-Maram as far as marriage and divorce and everything. It's going to be Osa. And I'm going to bring the entire hadith. That's why I want to just collect my own book. So what I'll do is I'm going to bring that out, and we'll study that. As we're going through that book, I'll be writing part 2 and part 3. So part 2 is going to be only on marriage, and part 3 is going to be only on the issues of divorce. But it's going to be going through all the issues. Now, the book of hadith is just a book of hadith. That's it. Just like daily hadith. That's what it's going to be like. But it's going to be all the evidences that you're going to need to deal with what's going to be in part 2 and part 3. So that's probably what I'm going to do, inshallah. And Allah knows best. That's my plan. But right now, I got to finish up working on this, the prison book first. Right now, I'm preparing that book right now. So I'm reading all the hadith, I'm collecting them, and then I'm going to start writing them into a notebook. And then as I'm doing that, then I'll start putting them on a Microsoft Word document, then collecting them all together, inshallah, and then translating them. All right, what's next?
MA says, I heard Sajid talk about that imam that got caught in Texas. How do we deal with these situations?
Huh?
I heard Sajid talk about that imam that got caught in Texas. How do we deal with these situations?
Well, if it's true, and he has been involved in stuff like that, we keep people like that away from our children. And we need to warn the Muslims about it, because that's evil, akhi. You know, I don't know the whole specifics and everything, but I know all of his homeboys from Yaqeen and all these people have now, I think, gotten rid of him, right? Is this true?
Yeah.
Huh? They all fired him, right? So obviously, there's some fire behind that smoke. All right, so if that's the case and he has been, you know, been doing some stuff like whatever he's been accused of, then that's not something that we should remain quiet about, period. You know, you put Muslim children in danger around a bunch of pedophiles, and we don't know what he was dealing with. Was he dealing with girls or boys, or what was he doing? What were the charges? Something about like some conspiracy with child pornography or something?
It was with a girl. Sajid made it. Sajid talked about it in his video.
What did he say?
That basically there was a girl. Hey, I don't even want to say it because it was just straight kufr what he was. If he did say it, it was straight kufr what he said. I don't want to say it. Well, it's too filthy to even say it on camera right now. Like,
this is the charge against the guy.
the accusations against him.
Producing.
Like if he actually said it, like basically, yeah, like just
Producing child pornography, right?
Yeah.
pornography. I don't know if anything. Yeah, video too. Like I think picture, audio, and whatnot.
That's child pornography.
And other than that, too,
Whether it's videos, whether it's whatever.
and what he quote unquote said,
Yeah.
if he actually said that, it's just 100% kufr. It's
Oh,
not
they
even-
got like what, text messages or something, or what?
Yeah, they got.
And I don't think text messages.
Yeah, they do.
It was just
They got his text message.
Telegram. Yeah, Telegram.
They got his Telegram stuff, and he's what?
no, but that's what they said. The Telegram. But that's what they said. But there was no actual
that stuff-
screenshots and whatnot.
That stuff will come out in court, though. That's what I'm saying. So all that stuff's gonna be documented when he has to go to court for that. So, anyways, if that's the case, then khalas, man. Like that type of stuff, you do not be quiet about. You don't be quiet about. And I'm not surprised, honestly. I mean, when I heard the news, it wasn't like, oh my God. I was like, oh. You know, because this stuff has been going on. Akhi wallahi, this sick stuff has been going. Like this Islamic Center stuff. You know, wallahi, they got this stuff going on all the time, akhi. But they cover it up, they cover it up, they cover it up. And alhamdulillah, from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the mercy from Allah, for the Muslims, that like the last year and a half, 2 years, that all this stuff is starting to come out. Starting to come out. So you got these brothers coming out with all these different videos, you know, revealing this stuff. And you got like this other guy, I think he's in Dallas, revealing all this stuff. So you see all this stuff that's coming out now. It's sick, akhi. But this stuff has been going on for years and years and years. These people that come over and start these masajid, these Islamic centers, these people are not religious people. These are not people that are concerned for their deen. These are people that set up these centers as cultural centers so they can continue practicing their culture. It's not about deen. You think they're teaching Quran and Sunnah up in there? You think they're teaching tafsir? You think they're teaching anything of any substance in the deen in there? No. This is a sick, toxic environment of people that, you know, they weren't religious in their own countries. It's not like where you think these guys were up in like Pakistan or you know, in Yemen or any other place or Egypt, and you know that these people were like praying 5 salawat in the masjid and, you know, sitting with the ulama. No, these people, how do you think they got their visa to come to America?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's a vetting process. Back in the days we're talking about, not now. Like now it's just like, well, I don't know. Like now it's probably going to get a lot more difficult to get to America. But you know, like, you know, these last 4 years have been pretty easy. But we're talking about like the early 2000s, late 90s. Nah, man, you had to really show that you had some love for kufr for them to give you a visa to go to America. If you had any type of religion, Sheikh Yahya applied for a visa to America. They denied him outright. Outright. And that's why he ended up going to Britain. And this was in the time of Sheikh Mufrad to go give dawah because Britain gave him the visa. So he went there and gave dawah there and went back to Yemen. Then after that, the Sheikh got sick. Allah yarhamah. So I mean, that's the reality of it. And that's what I'm saying. We need to get out of this the whole Islamic center culture, or like us as Muslims here in the West. We need to get out of that. We need to start our own masajid with our own thing, teaching the Quran and the Sunnah. Alhamdulillah, we have students of knowledge, that grew up amongst us, that know our issues, that know the issues of the people in the West. And we don't need to rely on this type of culture anymore. This is a sick, toxic culture. Well, if you try to teach this the Sunnah in any of these Islamic centers around America, they will run you out faster than you can imagine. But if you come up in there and talking about kuffar and politics and all that, oh, they'll welcome you with open arms, man. We need to, the kuffar are our brothers and all this type of stuff. Oh, boy, you be like they love you. This type of stuff. But, man, you try to teach the Sunnah, they will run you out faster than you can imagine.
I was told.
You cannot respect Christians. You're not allowed to work here.
Who said that?
My father.
Go ahead. Next
Go to
question.
my face. I was about to say, like, okay, what about Jews and gay people? I don't respect them too.
What about Muslims? When are we going to start respecting Muslims?
No, he'll talk about Salafis all day. Salafi, Ahl Sunnah kill people, and I refuted him. He got mad, and
Ahl Sunnah just runs around killing people.
I said, okay, how many people have I killed? And then that just made him more.
Go ahead before you get us in more trouble than we're already in. Because trust me, these dudes are watching the live stream for sure.
Striving Slave also says, many people have been misled. Will those people be held responsible for their marriages if the Imam told them it was valid?
No, I mean, they have to fix it once they become cognizant of the situation. But they're not considered, they won't be considered fornicators. So for them, but they have to fix the marriage.
There's a bunch of Hanafis, right? And in the Hanafi madhab, the marriage without a wali is valid. Also, there's a bunch of Hanafis, and they just blindfold.
Because they don't follow the Sunnah. The Hadith is wadah. لا نكاح إلا بولي. خلاص. So it's like خلاص. What do you want? The Hadith is thabit. I mean, anybody that understands the Arabic language understands what that means.
So all their marriages, they would be like their kids don't belong to the father. We just say.
No, because they're doing it based on a ta'wil, on a misinterpretation, a misunderstanding. So no, you don't want to call these people like zawani. But now when the truth is made plain to them, they need to go back and they got to fix that. But I mean, there is ikhtilaf. I mean, even though it's the Hanafis that mainly have the opinion that the wali is not essential. They're not like, it's a very rare opinion. But they're not alone in that. So it is an opinion that the people do have, but it's baseless. It's baseless. And it's the wrong opinion. It's marujur, jiddan.
What makes them say that? That you don't need a wali?
I'll tell you later. You don't want to get it. Take a diplomatic approach.
Allah said in the Quran, وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنْ. Does buyut here mean houses or the same as dar?
The same as dar. Because the women generally stay in the houses at night. They don't come out at night. If they have to come out, if they do come out, they come out during the day. But here it's showing that قَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنْ, that means that they don't come out except for a need. They only come out for hajj only, for something that's a necessity. Other than that, they remain in their houses. Huh? What? Yeah.
FA says if a girl finds out that her suitor is following female accounts on social media and liking their pictures, should she be concerned? Does it reveal something significant about his character?
It reveals a lot about his character. And she should be very concerned. Very concerned. And that's not enough. I mean, if he's running around liking stuff from women and chatting or like, even having, no, she should be very concerned. Very, very concerned. That's the traits of a la'ab, a person who doesn't take things seriously.
Yeah, of course.
Imagine, like, flip the table over on him and say, what would you think if she did that to you?
Of course.
If she befriended a bunch of dudes on Facebook and started liking a bunch of pages on Facebook from dudes, how would you feel? So, and he's, well, I can marry more than one, but you're not marrying them. You're just playing around. You're just playing games. We're like, look, man, I have one rule for the rest of my life, and this is because of so much fitna that occurred in my younger days. It's like this. I don't talk to a girl unless there's marriage involved. There's no, because other than that, we don't have friends. I don't want a girl as a friend. Because I'm a man, and I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking to a girl, I'm talking to a girl for one purpose and one purpose only. You're gonna, we're gonna get married, and you're gonna start carrying children, inshallah. As it is, to be my wife. That's it. There's no other. What am I gonna do? Sit here and talk to a girl like, like that dude Omar Suleiman, his little chit chatting with the girl, about what food she likes and all this type of stuff. Yeah, come on, man. What do we look like?
He did that?
Yeah, they played the audio on YouTube. Go check it out. Did you hear it?
No.
Yeah, that brother went and played the audio of him talking to the brother's wife.
Oh no, that's
Yeah, and then she had it on speakerphone. He recorded it and put it up on YouTube. And he's over there giggling and chuckling. At least we know why he loves them. He loves to be around women so much because he acts like one. Yeah, these effeminate type dudes. They love to be around women, don't they? They love to have friends as women. Allah musta'an, man. La barakallahu fi. Allah yurihana min sharrihim, wallah. Allah yurihana min sharrihim, wallah. These types of people will have caused nothing but chaos and facade and corruption amongst the dawah. You can't control yourself. Go find another profession. Find another profession. The day that I'm sitting here becoming maftoon with women, that's the day I have to give up my job. This ain't for me. Khalas, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to be an embarrassment for this deen. Because the kuffar, they're not going to sit here like right now with this dude, right now with this case that's going on. What do you think they're going to say now? What do you think the kuffar are going to say? Are they going to say that this dude is sick? Or are they going to say, look at this, child pornography, look at the Muslims, who's it going to come back on? Us. And it's just going to become fuel and ammunition for these kuffar to use against the Muslims. Man, subhanAllah. All this crazy. They're the ones running around talking about, this isn't free mixing, and free mixing is okay because we're doing it. And look at all the facade and the corruption that they've caused. Wallahi, subhanAllah. Anything else? Because I don't even want to talk about these people no more.
Hamid says, Abdullah. You know Hamid, right? He said...
Hey, he's the one that gave Hamid my phone number.
You gave him his phone number?
No, he didn't give it. He got my permission first.
Oh, okay. Is anyone who asks for your phone, I just say no.
Yeah. No, he got the permission first. But, he was in contact with Hamid.
Yeah, me too.
Hamid wants to know if there's any Bengalis in Fresno.
No. They are.
Yeah, there are. That old man the man was sitting here that night on the live stream. He's Bengali.
No, man, like for marriage.
Huh?
For marriage.
Oh, he wants marriage.
I'm just assuming. Because you don't say, hey, is there any Yemenis or is there any Somalis?
Nah, you don't want to get married from here, okay?
Yeah.
No. Because the people here, that's not like Dean is like just, yeah. I would wait. Right. I'm pretty sure there's some good people, but you have to sift.
And don't be shy to go outside of your culture.
And do me.
Huh?
And do me, what?
No, I said don't be shy. Don't be shy to go outside of your culture for marriage.
Man.
Anyways, someone says, Hamid says we need a math class for you, Akhi.
For him.
No, he says Abdullah.
No, it's not Abdullah making the mistakes.
Math class.
It's Ibrahim that's messing up on math. You talking about the one that says 14 years ago he was 28 years old? That's Ibrahim. That's not Abdullah. Abdullah's, inshallah, I don't know. How are you doing in math? Well, not that bad. Well, at least we know one thing. that before you became Muslim, you definitely were not a drug dealer. That's for sure. Because you're too slow with math to be that. So, yeah, you definitely were not a drug dealer. You might have been a drug user, but not a drug dealer. Yeah, man. Oy. So okay, so all right, so it's gonna cost $50. So
Taxing myself.
you give me $70 and I'll give you $100 back. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I never ever wanted to get a job as like a cashier.
Oh please, yeah, you be in jail. They think you're stealing from the cashier. No, I just keep giving the wrong change out. You know? Stop typing and start asking some questions, man. And the last time even I saw like safe or lost something over and over. I'm like, when were you typing? And then
It says, someone says, one of my family members brought candy to our house from Halloween. Is this permissible to eat it after 10 days?
you're not eating it with the purpose of celebrating. It's just like right now, like I tell my sons, I go out and I buy the candy, right? Because it's cheap now. So I told them, I said, I'm gonna buy all bags of that stuff because it's cheap now. We don't care about no Halloween. We just want the candy because it's cheap. You know, because now you can buy like a bag of, big old bag of candy for like what? Nothing almost. And especially like right after Halloween, it gets even cheaper, doesn't it? You know, it'd be actually nice if Eid was kind of close to now so we could buy all the chocolate and stuff for Eid. You know, but now if you want to save it for Eid, you have to save it for like how many months?
Because you regularly eat candy anyways, huh? So it's
Not regularly, but yeah, from time to
You know,
time.
it's even-
something that's abnormal for you.
No.
You know, it just happens to be, Never mind. I should fix that. Anyways.
That's like right now saying like, for example, like pumpkin pie. It's the season. We're not going to buy pumpkin pie because, oh my God, but it's it's November and Thanksgiving's in November. Actually, we ain't eating no pumpkin pie because of that. We're eating pumpkin pie because we like pumpkin pie and it's the season of pumpkins.
What about like
Yeah.
my family on Christmas when they make food? Can I just take some of it, take it in my room, go eat it?
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah? I
Yeah.
can.
Because you're just eating it for the purpose of just eating it.
Yeah.
They're the ones celebrating it.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
not.
gonna sit out there and eat.
Yeah, you're not even. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not even sitting with them, right?
Yeah,
You,
just take it in my room. Or eat leftovers or something.
yeah, that's no problem for them. You're not celebrating it with them. You're not over there like blowing out the candles on the birthday cake. You're just eating the food.
Abdul Malik said, striving slave, may Allah Most High remove from you your mistakes and turn them to good deeds for you. James Ibn Cody said,
I mean, it's a lot of work, man, to sit there and do those timestamps for every single video. Yeah, man.
Fatima says, do you have to feed those who come to your nikah, or is that only those who come to the walima?
To the walima. The walima is the feeding. Nobody, I mean, the actual marriage in itself in Islam is not really, the people now, they make it like an occasion where it's like they signed a contract and they got all the people there and, parties and, but it's, yeah, but that's not the way it is, You just go, you get married. The walima is, you have it whenever you have it. You can have it that day. You can have it a week later after the marriage. You can have it whenever.
What about before? Before.
Now, normally they do it like the day of the contract.
Yeah, but is it permissible to do it before?
We do it.
Walima. Is it permissible to do it before?
What, the walima? No, because you're not, what are you celebrating? You haven't even got married yet.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you gotta,
Someone asked-
you first you get married.
Someone asked me that.
Yeah, no, you get married first and then. I mean, you could do it like before you take your wife home, which is the day. Like for example, you get married today. You've done everything right, and then they have the walima right then, and then you take your wife home that night, the next night, or something like that.
Sounds like someone
Yeah.
I know. Sounds like someone I know.
Oh,
Who else?
oh,
You looking at him?
no, I'm talking about. I'm talking about my own situation.
Oh, you're on.
Hey. You haven't even done anything.
No,
Sounds
I
like
said
somebody
that's
you
what's
know. You haven't-
planned. That's what's planned.
You haven't even got married yet. What are you talking about? Sounds like somebody I know.
Oh, it sounds like something about someone I know. Halal investment signals.
Would you just stick
Yeah,
to
I'm reading
asking
too.
questions?
I mean, like-
You got one job to do. That's like, you know.
Okay, fine. Halal investment signals says my hadith rejector dad showed me.
That's a nice.
Someone says my Zaidi dad, my hadith rejector
My
dad.
hadith projector dead. Okay, tell you. Because I'm just like how the name. What's the name again? Muslim what? The name of halal investments, and then starts off with my hadith rejector dad. You know, so at first I'm sitting there thinking it's going to be like a business question, right? All right, go ahead.
My hadith rejector dad showed me hadith of Ibn Abbas and Bukhari saying the Prophet, I think PBUH, stayed in Mecca for 10 years. How do we explain this contradiction?
He didn't stay in Mecca for 10 years. He stayed in Mecca for 13 years. 10th year. I mean, it wasn't until between the 11th and 12th year that the salat became binding upon the people. So how was he there? So what was it? The salat became wajib in Medina? Where did it become wajib at? He was there for 13 years, not for 10 years. What's the issue?
I mean,
Well, what was the question? Say the question again.
my hadith rejector dad
You didn't have to read all that again, dude. Just read the question.
showed
He
me
just wants us to laugh all over again.
hadith of Ibn Abbas and Bukhari saying the Prophet PBUH stayed in Mecca for 10 years. How do we explain this contradiction?
What's the contradiction, though? The contradiction that he rejects hadith and brings a hadith, or what?
I think I think that's what he's implying.
You know, I think
I don't know of any hadith about Ibn Abbas. That's not a hadith anyways. Ibn Abbas says something. That's an athar. That's an athar. I don't know of that. So I don't know.
No, like saying contradiction, like how can he say this if he rejects hadith?
Well, we just talked about that with the Shia. Whenever you look,
no, I think he's saying because what's he saying? The hadith said that his father brought.
look, man. It's very simple. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about the munafiqeen? وَإِذَا كَانَ لَهُمُ الْحَقِّ يَأْتُونَ إِيش يَأْتُوا إِلَيْهِ مُذْعِنِينَ. All right. Whenever they have the haqq, they announce it. They let you know, like the prophet, he judged for us, and we were right, and they were wrong. But if they don't have the haqq, what do they reject it? They don't want to hear it. No, this guy, he doesn't know. Let's go to somebody else and let's get a judgment from somebody else. But if the haqq is in their favor, the munafiqun what? Like just announcing it, like announcing out to the people. And that's what you see from the Shia. That's what you see from all these people from Ashab al-Dalala. When you give them the hadith about their pants being below their ankles, they reject it. They reject it. But then when it comes to like, oh, my son is not doing everything that I tell him to do, now all of a sudden he's Imam al-Bukhari, with Bir al-Walidain.
Oh, yes.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? So if you give him something like, for example, a father who's dealing with interest, and you give him the ayat and you give him a hadith about riba, what is he going to say? Oh, you don't understand. There's a different understanding, and we need to go to the Islamic Center Sheikh to get that understanding, because the Islamic Center Sheikh is the one that's going to tell you that interest is halal and that you can do it for this purpose and that purpose. And these Islamic Center Sheikhs, right? So, Allah Musta'an. I mean, this is it's not a contradiction. This is just the reality of the people. They feel that they have the truth, they'll say the hadith, they'll admit the hadith, they'll accept the hadith. But if they don't have the truth is against them, then they will find any way to reject it. Oh, you don't understand it. Oh, it's not correct. Oh, no, this hadith is not authentic. All of a sudden now he's like what? He's Hafiz ibn Hajar all of a sudden now with Imam al-Hadith, He knows what hadith is da'if and what hadith is sahih. He becomes Imam al-Albani, right? And hasn't studied anything in the deen, hasn't even picked up. Wallah, he can't even tell you what the first hadith in Sahih Bukhari is. But mashallah, he can tell you every hadith is sahih or da'if. It's because the truth is not in his favor. So we don't do that. That's the difference between Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah and the rest of these groups. Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, we're going to tell you the Sunnah whether it's for us or against us. That's it. Whether it's for us or against us. We're not hiding nothing. We're not going to hide anything.
I was about to get to this question last time, but we ran out of time. Someone named Muslim says, is tabarruj a major sin?
Of course.
Next question.
It's from the أفعال الجاهلية. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الجَّاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى. So that's from the أفعال of the people of Jahiliyyah. So, yeah.
I have to actually look.
We're going to take Sharia first, and then we'll get back to the questions, inshallah. All right. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الإمام الآجوري رحمه الله تعالى. So we're on number 9. Where's your book at? Or your half of your book?
It's in my car.
Oh. You don't have your car today?
No, it's that.
He came with me.
Oh, okay. All right, so number 9. You find, you know where we're at?
I don't know, we're gonna take Sharia.
Okay, number 9. All right, وحدثنا أبو بكر عبد الله ibn Abi Dawood al-Sijistani. This is Abdullah ibn what? Ibn Abi Dawood al-Sijistani. Who's this? The son of who? This is Abu Bakr Abdullah ibn Abi Dawood. Abu Dawood is from al-Sijistani, Sunan Abi Dawood. This is his son, the son of Abi Dawood. All right. قال حدثنا محمد بن بشار ومحمد بن المثنى أن محمد بن جعفر حدثهم عن شعبة عن غيلان بن جرير عن زياد بن رباح عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. And this hadith is in Sahih Muslim, by the way. من فارق الجماعة وخالف الطاعة مات ميتة جاهلية ومن اعترض أمتي برها وفاجرها ولا يحتشم من مؤمنها ولا يفي لذي عهد عهده فليس من أمتي ومن قتل تحت راية أمية يعصب للعصبية ويقاتل للعصبية ويدعو للعصبة له أو قال لعصبية مات ميتة جاهلية. And it said, لفظ hadith Abi Musa. The wording of this hadith is from Abi Musa, but the hadith is from Abi Hurairah. So how is the wording? How is the hadith from Abi Musa, but the hadith is from Abi Hurairah? Abu Musa, does he mean Abu Musa al-Ashari, or who's Abu Musa? Thank you. Yes, that's correct.
Abu Musa. Oh yeah, I thought it was another Abu Musa, like in the chain.
Yeah, but who is it?
Musa Ashari.
No, where is he at in the chain of narration? The hadith, the hadith is from Sahih Muslim and Abi Hurairah.
Oh,
No, even in Sahih Muslim, the narrator from the hadith is Abu Hurairah.
The last part of the hadith.
No.
The hadith.
Muhammad ibn al-Muthanna, his kunya is Abu Musa. So when he said Abu Musa, this is the lafz hadith Abi Musa, Muhammad ibn al-Muthanna. This is his wording, like the wording that he has. Because if you go into Sahih Muslim, you're going to see, we'll go over it, inshallah. You'll see. All right, so Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, he reported that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man faraq al-jama'ah, whoever what goes away from the jama'ah, goes against the jama'ah, wa khalaf al-ta'ah." And here the khalaf al-ta'ah, he goes against obedience, is talking about to who? To the Muslim ruler. وَخَالَفَ طَاعَ مَاتَ مِيتَةً جَاهِلِيَّةً. Then he dies the death of a person of jahiliyyah, which is in disobedience. Alright, does not mean that he's what? Does not take the person out of Islam, but he dies the death of a person of misguidance. Because he dies on misguidance. So his death is the death of jahiliyyah, the death of misguidance, because he's gone against the correct guidance of the Quran and the Sunnah. The correct guidance is that you stay with the jama'ah, you stay with the haqq. And you have obedience to the Muslim ruler. You don't make a thawra, you don't make khuruj upon him. This is the meaning of the hadith. And he said, وَمَنْ اعْتَرَضَ. And this was explained in the wording from Sahih Muslim, where he said, where is it at? So here in this wording of Abi Musa, Muhammad ibn Muthanna, he said, وَمَنْ اعْتَرَضَ أُمَّتي بَرَّهَا وَفَاجِرَهَا. In the Sahih Muslim, he said, وَمَنْ خَرَجَ عَلَى أُمَّتي بِسَيْفِهِ يَضْرِبُ بَرَّهَا وَفَاجِرَهَا وَلَا يُحَاشِي مُؤْمِنًا لِإِيمَانِهِ. So there's a different wording, right? So what it means is that whoever takes out his sword and takes his sword out and just kills whoever, he goes against this ummah and fights against this ummah. So he kills the righteous people and he kills the wicked people. But whatever, but they're Muslims, right? So وَفَاجِرَهَا, from this ummah, from amongst the Muslims. وَلَا يَحْتَشِمْ. Alright, this is not the wording from Sahih Muslim. The wording from Sahih Muslim, it came in two words. It said وَحَاشِ, when the other one it said وَيَتَحَاشَ. Alright, يَحْتَشِمْ, احتشم, it means what? لَا يَسْتَحِي. لا يستحي, استحيا. So احتشم, it means what? Istahya. I know. Alright. And the hasha, if you say wala yuhashi, this is the wording from Sahih Muslim, it means istathnahu, which means what?
Just praising.
No, istathnahu, it means to accept, like to make an exception for somebody.
Oh,
like he doesn't make any exception. He's going to kill the righteous people, the unrighteous people. He kills everybody. He doesn't care. He doesn't he doesn't distinguish between who's who. And if we say that the other wording in Sahih Muslim is tahasha. Tahasha, it means like la yubali. La yubali, who he kills. He doesn't care who he kills, and he's not concerned about the punishment. He'll go and kill everybody and whatever. He has no concern for life and no concern for the punishment. And that's tahasha. Tahasha, like Adam or Mubala. Alright. So either word, all of them, you can see, like these are the different wordings that came in Sahih Muslim. This wording didn't come in Sahih Muslim. Alright, this one, but as this means, this word right here, وَلَا يَحْتَشِمْ, it means وَلَا يَسْتَحِي. Alright, مِن مُؤْمِنِهَا, so it doesn't care, doesn't distinguish who, if it's a mu'min or whatever, good Muslim, bad Muslim, he just kills them all because he has no concern. Alright, وَلَا يَفِي لِذِي أَهْدٍ أَهْدَهُ. The ulama, they had a difference of this. They said it has two meanings, and both of these two meanings both go under the meaning of this hadith. وَلَا يَفِي, it means what? Huh? La yafi bil ahd, it means that he doesn't what's the word I'm looking for in English? He doesn't uphold his agreements, like his side of the agreement. Like if he makes a contract with somebody, he doesn't uphold his side. He'll go against the contract. So the ulama, they say one of the meanings is what? That the people of Ahl al-Dhimma, the Dhimmi, which are the people that pay the jizya, that he'll kill them. And he has no, so he'll kill the believers, and he'll also kill the people that are what? Musta'min. The people that come into the Muslim lands under permission, or the people that pay the jizya, that he'll kill them too and has no concern. Other people say that the ahd here is referring to the wali al-amr, to the person in authority, that he'll go and he'll kill the rulers. But he's already mentioned that previously from the, right here, وَخَالَفَ طَاعَةً, that he went against the obedience to the ruler. So, but Allah knows best. But both of those meanings can go underneath the meaning of the hadith. So he said, وَلَا يَفِي لِذِي أَهْدٍ أَهْدَهُ فَلَيْسَ مِنْ أُمَّتِي. فَلَيْسَ مِنْ أُمَّتِي, it means here what?
It's not from my nation.
Huh?
It's not from my nation.
Well, it has two different meanings. Number one, it means laysa min ummati. So if the wali al-amr, that the person in authority catches them in the act of doing this, then he kills them. He kills them, or he punishes them with a severe punishment for their khuruj and for their causing the corruption in the Muslim lands, that they face the punishment. The other meaning of the laysa min ummati is a tabarruq, which means that the Prophet ﷺ is saying that this nation, this ummah, this deen is completely absolved from what they do. We have nothing to do with what they do. Their actions are their actions. It has nothing to do with Islam, and it's not from the understanding that they gain from Islam. So it has the meaning of a tabarruq. Alright, يتبرأ منه. Alright, so he said, فَلَيْسَ مِنْ أُمَّتِي وَمَنْ قُتِلَ تَحْتَ رَايَةٍ. Alright, and whoever is killed underneath a raya. Raya means what?
Under protection.
No, raya is a flag. Because whenever the flag, they go into battle with a flag to show what they're representing. So whoever is killed, back to the same meaning, which is al-ama. Al-ama, which means what? Blindness. Like they don't even know what they're killing for. They don't know what they're fighting for. They're just fighting for stupidity, for jahiliyyah. It's not for the deen. They're not, so they get boosted up, just like what you see now with the politics and how they get to everybody's heads. Or, they hate the Democrats hate the Republicans hate the Democrats, and everybody hates each other, and nobody even knows why they even hate each other. The only reason why they hate each other is because this is what they're being told on the news, and this is what they're being programmed through the media, social media. But they don't even know. If you sit down and try to discuss what do you hate about them? What? They're just gonna what? Just repeat some things that they heard on that they memorized from social media. Some slogans, but they don't really know. There's no real understanding of what they're fighting for. This is jahiliyyah. People fighting for the families, people fighting for the tribes, people any fighting that you're doing outside of fighting for the to make the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here earlier. This is jahiliyyah. Khalas. So he said ammiya ya'sibu lil asabiyya. So he gets like ya'sib lil asabiyya. What? He takes like this, he gets angry and enraged and he's got all this this zeal for asabiyah, for what? For his family, for his tribe, for whatever clique that he's from, for whatever he's associated with. But it's not about the deen. He said, so this is the flag that he's under, this flag of jahiliyyah. He said, وَيُقَاتِلُ لِلْعَصَبِيَّةِ, and he fights for the same asabiyah, this nationalism, this tribalism, this whatever ism that he's fighting for. He said, وَيَدْعُوا لِلْعَصَبَةِ, and he calls the people to his asaba, to his people, to the people that's a part of his little hizb, of his asaba, the people that he's fighting for. All right, lahu aw qala al-asabiyyan mata mitatan jahiliyyah. So this is the description of the person, that he gets angry because of what? Because of family affair. Like he's ready to fight because of something about the family, or because of a tribe, or because of a gang. Then he said that the person who dies in this state has died in the state of a jahiliyyah. He's died in the state of misguidance and complete misguidance. And these are the people that make the khuruj, the people that go against because you see these idiots, akhi. They're the ones running around here trying to tell the people to vote, but then they want you to make khuruj on a Muslim ruler in a Muslim country. But here they don't even want to do that. Here they want to participate in everything, and they want to be buddy with everything.
Wallahi, they'll wear a Make America Great Again hat, and we'll talk so much trash about King Salman.
Yeah.
Wallahi, I don't know, Yemenis.
Yeah, there's the idiots, akhi. Huh? What, they wear like a Donald Trump hat and then talk about the Muslim governments.
And talk about King Salman this, Saudi this. Yeah, he used for cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is nifaq, akhi. So that's the state of the munafiqeen, akhi. So Allah musta'an. Alright, so the next hadith we're going to read it because it's connected to this one. وحدثنا أبو محمد يحيى بن صاعد قال حدثنا محمد بن سليمان لوين قال حدثنا حماد بن زيد عن أيوب عن غيلان بن جرير عن زياد بن رياح. So this is an issue because go back to the previous. His name is actually Ziyad ibn Riyah. Here it says Rabah. Here in this one, what do you have? Riyah, no? Yeah. This is a typo here, because his name is actually Ziyad ibn Riyah. All right, Riyah. All right. And Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من خرج من الطاعة وفارق الجماعة مات ميتة جاهلية. So whoever leaves out of the obedience to the Muslim ruler, وفارق الجماعة, and he goes against the jama'ah, which means he goes against the haqq. He goes against the haqq. مات ميتة جاهلية, that he's died in a state of jahiliyah, in a state of misguidance, in a state of disobedience. Yes.
I thought you were going to say وَإِلَهُنَا سُبْحَانَهُ.
No. I thought you were saying Daniel needs to hear these hadiths, man.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that a lot of these people that here you got Sharia. Who else did it? Most of these people, most of the individuals, and most of the ulama from the people from before that wrote these types of books, because you got Ibn Battah, you got Lalaka'i, you got
Ibn Taymiyyah.
No, Ibn Taymiyyah didn't write. Where did he write?
Right.
No, these I'm talking about these books with the Aqidah of the Salaf,
Oh,
with the change of narrations.
Oh.
Now you got a bunch, man. You got like Ibn Abi Asim has one of the Sunnah, you know. So, but you see them, they always start off with what? Obedience to the Muslim ruler, and they start off going against and refuting the Khawarij. So, gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. That you see in all of these books when they talk about the Aqidah of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, that they bring these narrations against the Khawarij. And this is what? This book was written, he died in 360 Hijri. 360. You know how many years ago that? Somebody do the math for us, please.
1100.
Huh?
It's like 1100.
Yeah, that's actually right. That's actually right. Okay, alhamdulillah. Whew. Yeah, it's like 10,000 years ago. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. 1,100 years. Alhamdulillah. Anything? You got a chicken up in there.
Speaking of which, where's this? He didn't come.
Why does my son make you? Why does
No,
chicken?
because he's usually over there. That's why. Not.
You said speaking of chicken. Where's
No,
Asad?
I know. Okay, I'm like speaking of what's going on over there. Like
Asad doesn't even eat chicken. Well, he does eat chicken if it's fried. That's about it. He won't eat it if it's He won't eat it like if it's in soup or beans or nothing like that. Huh? Could you imagine like? Speaking of shoes, where's Hamza at? No, I'm just saying because Hamza always leaves his shoes outside. You know? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, that's a good place.
Oh yeah.
في مسألة خاصة ممكن تشرح نحن قوم عزنا الله بالإسلام.
What is this?
لا طلب مني. ممكن.
What?
ممكن تشرح نحن قوم عزنا
We've
الله.
already talked about this over and over and over again.
الآن لو سمحت.
نحن قوم أعزنا الله بالإسلام ومهما ابتغينا العزة في غيره أذلنا الله.
تشرح.
It means that, you know, we're a people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored us and given us honor and dignity and raised us up over all the people with Islam. That izzah, because that izzah is a word that you can't just put it with one word in the English language, because it has this meaning of might, of power, of dignity, of honor, all of these things put together. So this is the izzah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us with Islam, through our following of Islam and obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, Mahma b'taghayna, and whenever we search out that izzah, we try to get the same type of dignity, honor, might, power, and all this with something other than Islam, adallana Allah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will debase us. You know, debase us and completely drop us down to the asfal as-safilin, because he's going to take away all his blessings. And his blessings are what gave us that honor and dignity. So now you see what the Muslims, like, look at the state of the Muslims now. You know, when I asked my sons the other day, not the other day, but like months ago, right? I said, do y'all guys, it was a conversation with me and Saif. I said, do you want to stay in Fresno? He said, no. And I said, why? He said, because we've seen things here that we've never seen. We never thought that we would ever see before. My son said this. And these things are not from kuffar. You understand? These things are coming from the Muslims. The behavior of the Muslims and everything. These kids grew up around students of knowledge, I think. So when they were growing up overseas, everybody that used to come to our house was a student of knowledge. We didn't have just people just showing up like random dudes showing up. I mean, every once in a while. Like, you know, some brothers that, you know, like Yemeni brothers that were cool, they'd come to the house and eat and leave, but they wouldn't be there on a regular basis. The people that were regularly in the house were all students of knowledge. So my kids, their understanding of the behavior of a person and how a Muslim should be came through watching these brothers that are students of knowledge and how they behaved. They didn't come up in the house using filthy language, acting foolish, talking about drugs, talking about music, talking about any of this thing. Maybe you get one brother who's maftoon because he loves to play Fortnite. You know, he's laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, but that's it. You know, it's like, there's no, you know, so this is what they grew up around. They grew up watching brothers that go and sit with the ulama. They go and sit with like Sheikh Saleh Fawzan. They used to go sit with Sheikh Abdullah al-Qusayr rahimahullah every khutbah and every class. You know, and then to come here and then, you know, in Jacksonville, we have brothers that really wanted to follow the sunnah. They really wanted it. You know, but the problem was that the masajid weren't willing. But now we have the masjid who's willing to let us teach and let me sit here and teach. but nobody's willing to listen and to take, you know what I'm saying? So the type of stuff that they've seen, they're like, that's why I said, that's why you see Mujahid doesn't show up anymore, you know.
Your
So,
son, Majid.
Yeah.
Your son, just so we know.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the situation here. They just, you know, once they saw the situation, they're like, they just don't like it.
Yeah, and I used to like hanging out with Mujahid too when he was here.
Mm.
Then he just disappeared. No say, no to me and you.
Safe from disappearing next. Safe, he loves it. He wants to be in the classes. So. Mujahid is because a lot of the times, you know, the masjid will be messy, and Mujahid will be trying to clean up everything behind everybody. But you know, and I would kind of like not treat Mujahid right sometimes. You know, I made mistakes with Mujahid, so that's a whole different story. But he got tired of cleaning up behind people, and then on top of that, having to listen to me at home, clean this up, do this. But he's in the masjid cleaning up all the time, so now I'll just stay home. You know.
Oh, you're gonna like this one.
Because you already gave the answer in your Seeking Knowledge book. Ustad, 2 years ago, I went off the advice to focus on Bulugh al-Maram. Should I switch my focus from, I'm saying alright, Ta'wil al-Ahkam to al-Muntaqa, or continue focusing on Subul al-Salam and Ta'wil?
What is it, Ta'wil?
Ta'wil or Ta'wil, because it's in English, I can't.
The only book that I know that has the name Ta'wil is a Ta'wil Mishkal al-Quran by Ibn Qutayba. That has nothing to do with Hadith. No, you continue doing Bulugh al-Maram. I'm telling you, memorize Bulugh al-Maram. You don't need to memorize Muntaqa. I'm just saying that Muntaqa is something that you really have to study and become, like, you can memorize Bulugh al-Maram, and then you could take, see, what I'm going to be doing anyways is this is another book that I'm doing, separate from the marriage stuff, is that I'm going through al-Muntaqa, and I want to take out the asasiyats, like the main hadith that everybody needs. I'm not like leaving out the hadith that are da'ifa and everything, like all the, as far as each of the issues that, like, what is the hadith that shows the rajih, the strongest opinion of this issue. And I'm going to put those into a book that's going to be another daily hadith. It might be a daily hadith book, but for fiqh, or it might be, it depends on how many hadiths. If I can fit 365 hadiths into it, then it'll be daily hadith, but the fiqh version, right? If I can't, then that's just going to be like 500 hadiths. It'll just be a book in fiqh, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. So that's a separate thing. And I'm doing that right now. I'm literally like reading, but right now, because I'm only reading the part of al-Muntaqa that deals with the marriage and all this type of stuff, and taking out all the hadith and going back also to Sahih Muslim, Sahih Bukhari, and taking out, so that's going to be separate. But there's going to be another book that's just going to be all fiqh, all ahadith and fiqh, all the main ahadith, so just so the person can use that to get started. But I mean, if right now what you have access to is Bulugh al-Maram, then memorize Bulugh al-Maram.
Imam Ibn Hajar, because we're talking about Bulugh al-Maram, like, he give the hadith and he say like akhrajahu al-arba' wa rawahu Ahmad, something like that. Do we have to memorize that part, or could we just memorize?
You don't need to memorize all of it, but you need to just memorize the takhrij, the main takhrij. That's why the book that I have at home is the Tahdhib Bulugh al-Maram, where they cut out all that, it just says, akhrajahu al-arba', akhrajahu khamsa. That's it. He didn't he cut out all the other stuff, Illa Ibn Majah wa Daraqutni qala fi hadha al-hadith kadha wa kadha. No, he cut out all that, in the book. So you just memorize just the takhrij only.
Just
Well, I mean, you can do that on your own anyways. You could just take a pen and just...
Or could we just memorize the hadith without the takhrij?
No, you need the takhrij. How you going to... But I mean, if you say like rawahu arba, akhraju al-arba, whatever, khamsa, it's easy. I mean, obviously, if you say arba, then it's clear anyways, because it means that it's Bukhari, Muslim, and Imam Ahmed didn't narrate it. Unless it was narrated in the Musnad, then he said rawahu al-arba illa at-Tirmidhi, then you just need to memorize that. That's it. But you don't need to memorize all the other stuff with it. It's good if you can do it, but if not...
Oh, the brother who said my hadith rejector dad, I think he said he had to go to sleep.
His dad had to go to sleep, or he had to go to sleep?
He had to go to
Oh,
sleep.
okay.
So he left. He left like 20 minutes ago.
Mm.
No, Hadith. No, Brother Hamid, he sent me a question last week.
He always ignores Hamid.
No,
I
but-
think, Hamid, send your questions to Abdullah for now on.
No, because
I think somebody else.
Oh, he sent you the question too, and you forgot it.
No, I was gonna ask it a little bit later.
no, because we don't have enough time.
Oh,
for
man,
me to
he's just
answer.
neglected, man. Hamid is neglected. What do y'all got against Hamid, man?
No, because he private
Just
messages
read it,
me.
read it.
It was,
I have it right here.
It's long, but he was asking about this.
That's باطل أخي. لا ترفع صوتك أنت ولو تقرأ قرآن. What type of foolishness is that? Alright, لا ترفع صوتك what? If you're like talking about foolishness, but come on, man, you're reading the book of Allah in the masjid, you're talking about don't raise your voice.
There's a hadith at the bottom.
Well, see, the thing about it is, you know why these people, they don't want you to raise your voice with the Qiraat al-Quran? Because it annoys the jinn that they have with them. You know, the shayateen that they have with them, it gets annoyed whenever they hear the Quran. They don't want to listen to it. So they don't want you up in the masjid reciting Quran out loud because the jinn that they have with them doesn't want to listen to it.
If someone lives like a 15-minute walk away from the masjid, do they have to pray in that masjid? Would it be wajib? Because we know, like, if you live like 40-minute drive from a masjid, obviously it wouldn't be mandatory. You have to pray every 5 daily salawat. But if you live like a 15-minute walk, and that's your local masjid, would it be fard to pray in that all 5 daily salawat in that certain masjid?
According to the hadith of Ibn Maktoum, he's the Sami al-Nida.
But what if you can't hear it?
Well, you can't hear it in America because they don't call it out loud generally. I mean, we call it out in the street, but then most people don't. So you'd have to go based on what you would be able to hear if they did call it out loud.
Do you think someone could hear an adhan 15 minutes away? From there?
15-minute walk.
15-minute walk, yes.
In Sardiya, I mean, in Yemen, and we used to hear the adhan from Bab al-Yemen, I think. Bab al-Yemen is like a 30-minute, 40-minute walk from where I lived at, so we could hear the adhan from Bab al-Yemen. So
Okay, so
if it's at night or a fajr, yeah.
So someone who lives like 15 to 20-minute walk away from a masjid, he has to pray in that masjid every day, like all 5 daily salawat, or he can just pray.
If he's around, yeah.
Okay, or he can just pray it at another masjid.
Mhm.
Okay, but he just has to pray in a masjid, if not that masjid.
I mean, as long as like he's not like, for example, at work, and the job's not going to let him leave. I mean, if he's just free, yeah,
So he can't go to another masjid and pray?
he can go to another masjid.
Oh, he can?
Yeah.
Ask them, like, could we just pray, or could you at another masjid, like masjid Badr or whatever? I don't know.
So you can go to their masjid if you want.
Yeah, you can go to any masjid he wants.
That one.
Yeah. Not like, for example, let's say that you have a masjid right next to your house, and they're like Sufis, they're break dancing in the masjid. But you have another masjid that's a little bit further, but they're
Sunni.
either they're following the sunnah or they're just like, they're not doing that type of foolishness, Because, I mean, obviously having a masjid on the sunnah is very rare. It's very rare, So, yeah, you go to the one that's not going to have the stupidity in it. You go there, you pray, you leave. Huh?
مثلا
What's up?
No, just the sky looks amazing. Because
Go
like
ahead,
the clouds are gray and it looks amazing.
Huh?
مثلا انت عندك حيوان يعني اكثر لونه يعني اسود يعني مثلا سؤال تنمية لونه اسود من شعره ومعه زي بقع يعني قليل جدا زي ابيض او شيء هذا يبطل صلاة
That's a kelb.
بس كل
Kelb al-aswad. You trying to say that our cat is breaking the salat? You talking about our kitten, man? Yeah.
A woman breaks it.
No,
Woman,
it's a black,
donkey.
it's the dog.
Woman, donkey, and a black dog.
Yeah. But he was talking about, because our cat's like all black, but it's got like a little bit white spots on him. A little bit white on his belly. Are you trying to say our cat breaks our salat now, man? I'm going to tell him when we get home, inshallah. Now you got to go give him tuna. Huh?
Ustad, regarding, this is from,
Oh, we already prayed Isha. Oh, we can just get up and go.
how many questions do you want more?
A few. I want to leave, man.
Like few, like one,
Like
two.
two, three. Yeah.
Question from, I think, Joannes. Regarding the hadith about killing al-awzar, al-wazar, is it correct that the al-awzari referred to the hadith are the ones found in houses?
Yeah, the wazaq. كان ينفق على Ibrahim. So when you kill it, you should kill it on the first try. You should hit it as hard. And that's why whenever we used to kill them in Sardinia, ooh, be like, you. And then he used to laugh at me. I'm like, أنت كنت تنفق على Ibrahim. Wow, you know, just splatter him like, because you're going to kill him on the first shot. Because they're fast. You know, you gotta really, you know, you gotta get them. You gotta be really fast to like kill them on the first try, and you gotta really smash them.
What that would be?
Wazar is a gecko.
Oh.
I think it's a gecko, right, in English?
Could it be a gecko or just your average house?
No, it's a special type of lizard. They're real ugly, actually. They look like they got like leprosy or something like that.
The gecko from the car insurance.
Yeah, kill them.
Why not just leave it?
Well, what's
No,
so funny?
because he was when Ibrahim was thrown in the fire.
Oh.
It was the lizard that was blowing on the fire, trying to increase the fire on Ibrahim.
But you should-
So we're commanded whenever we see this lizard to kill him, but kill him on the first shot. Like kill him, like really smash him.
One shot.
Yeah.
Because it was the only animal that was blown.
Huh?
الضفادع
Huh?
الضفادع يعني كان يسكب الماء.
I don't know about that one. I only know about the wuzzle. Yeah, you kill him. You see him, you kill him.
They also said,
I mean, you used to see that. You'd be like walking with a brother from Ahl. This is only with people from the Sunnah. You see, we were walking and talking. Next thing you know, he snatches his sandal off, runs to the wall. Bam! You're like, what did he do? Oh, he must have been killing a wuzzle or something like that.
imagine someone's living in that house and they just hear that.
Boom!
They come out with a gun, you know.
Yeah, man, you gotta kill him though, man.
What you were saying? Yeah. Someone says, the same person, they added to the question, is it correct that even if we kill the smaller ones, will we be rewarded for it?
Yeah, inshallah, you kill him. He said, kill the wuzzle. Kill him.
Is someone counting the days to their birthday, but without celebrating it, permissible?
Well, that is a form of celebration. What are you concerned about it for? What does it do? I mean, our birthdays, first off, the days that we are born has nothing to do with this calendar that you see anyway. Say, you know, your birth certificate and this, oh, I was born on whatever, June something or July something or December something. This is not your birthday. The day that you were born is according to the Islamic calendar anyways. So that's number one. Number two, we don't care about it. We have no concern about this stuff. So, yeah. The only time that I've ever sat here and done that with my kids was with Esed. And we were doing a countdown because he was 10 years old. And that means that even Abdul Malik was doing the countdown. Because Abdul Malik is like, now we can beat you, boy. You know, if you don't pray, now we can beat you. You know, so Abdul Malik was, you know, so everybody was doing the countdown until he got to 10. And even like Esed was like, how many days do I got left? How many days do I got left?
I remember Mujahid exposed me.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about praying 5 daily salawat, and then Mujahid was like, I said, you salli salah?
And then that's Abdul Malik's like, you're 10 now, you know, you're 10 now. Yeah, man.
Someone named Muhammad says, there are two masjids in my city. He said, I have a question, but it's difficult. There are two masjids in my city. One is closer and easy for me to access, but it's located in a building where the second floor is a church, and the third floor there's a masjid. There's also some offices for church staff on the third floor. Though not in the prayer area, am I allowed to pray there? The other masjid is...
It has nothing to do with the church, so as long as
The other masjid...
I mean, if you got a better place to pray, then I would choose a better place to pray.
The other masjid is farther away and difficult for me to reach.
No, pray in that place. It's not a part of the church. It's just like what? You know, the church is in the same building. You know?
Striving Slave says, are we allowed to pray in a...
Now, if it's like, you know, one of these Mexican churches on Sunday, you might not want to pray in there on Sunday. They bring the live bands and
a bunch of women.
I don't know, cause I got one by my house, man. Boy, they get down, boy, on Sunday morning. The first time when we first moved in, that first Sunday, I was like, what's going on, man? It sounds like a party outside. They had a band playing up on the stage and everything, man. That's the case. You might want to stay home on Sunday.
Basically, this question is like, can we pray in an interfaith room?
No. I almost said something really bad right. No.
What's an interfaith?
A place where there's like Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, and temple all in one.
No.
Like what the Grand Mufti of Egypt said, it's permissible to build a church, masjid, and a synagogue.
It's not permissible to pray. No, because that's a ta'awun ala nifaq. That's ta'awun ala kufr or ta'awun ala shirk. No, it's not permissible whatsoever to pray in any place like that. It's not permissible to have those places even amongst the Muslims, and the Muslims should never have anything to do with those types of places. There's no such thing as interfaith. We have one faith, one deen. This deen of Ibrahim, this is the deen that we're on. They don't have no deen of Ibrahim. There's no interfaith between us. They have the lakum dinakum waliya deen, right? Khalas, that's your deen. That's their deen. That's what they're upon. What we're upon is completely different. There's no interfaith. And the interfaith is always to do what? Make the Muslims start to compromise. They've already compromised their deen, akhi. They've already gone into the obedience of shaitan, and every single aspect of their religion is compromised. But they want us to do what? Follow the same thing. And then when you don't want to compromise, what are they going to call you? Extreme. He's extreme. He's radical. He's terrorist. This is ISIS. Oh, because what? Because you don't want to, participate in shirk. You see what they do, and this is because of what? Tawheed. And why do you think they call you Wahhabi? Why? Because they hate Tawheed. These are Muslims. These are so-called Muslims. These Islamic center crackheads that we keep talking about that participate in all this stuff. They want to sit there, wallahi akhi, they'll sit there and go to a rabbi and hug him and shake his hand and smile in his face. This is our brother, Rabbi Greenberg or whatever his name is. And then go to a Christian pastor. This is our brother, Christian pastor David Stevens or whatever. And then look at a Muslim who's practicing the sunnah and frown and hate and have hatred for that person. These people are munafiqun. And it's not permissible to participate with them in anything that they do. Well, the Muslims, we should be like ridding ourselves of these people. And I don't mean in a physical, aggressive way. I mean, we should be refuting these people, and we should not be, no Muslim should participate with anything that they do. Nothing. I ain't going to sit up there talking about a Christian is my brother. Akhi, he is your brother. And he is your brother. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to raise them all up together. But us as the people, we want to follow the sunnah. Akhi, we want to be raised up with the people that follow the sunnah. It had nothing to do with that.
Like raise them all up on the day of judgment.
Raise them up on the day of judgment with their brothers, yeah.
People may, how do you say, misinterpret what you're saying. Like
What
raise them up in honor.
No, raise them up on the day of judgment. That they get resurrected with their brothers.
Resurrected.
Yeah.
Save notes on this because he responded to it. In the group chat, someone sent a picture. It was like a quote-unquote Azhari sheikhs, and they brought a Christian pastor or Christian priest to give his speech. The only one who had a beard was the Christian priest. When Musiba, you know.
When was this?
It was a while ago. You learned Musiba and
All right, make it a good one. Last one.
Abdul Malik said, "Oh, I miss my brother so much." "Quote unquote security." What does that mean?
Mujahid.
Oh,
He misses Mujahid. He always calls Mujahid security. Come on, security. Do your job, security. Really should be safe, should be security. But because like Mujahid was the one that's always on the cameras and checking everything, so that's why he got the nickname security.
Abu Sufyan said,
Welcome back, Abu Sufyan. I saw that he kept telling Hamza, tell the teacher to give my salams to him, but Hamza keeps ignoring everybody.
No, because you said like I'm done saying wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum to everyone here and everyone who's gonna say in the future. You said that multiple times. Come on.
No, but
Yeah,
I told you because you don't know the people that have always been listening and following these videos way back in Jacksonville. So Abu Sufyan, these are the people that go way back, you know.
Okay.
So I told you, if you see people like him, no, yeah, you know.
No, I know Qidar, but I didn't know no Abu
No,
Sufyan.
he's not from Jacksonville, but I'm saying when we were in Jacksonville, making the videos in Jacksonville, he's always, you know, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
No, because you would always say, well, I'm done. Wa alaikum assalam to everyone here and everyone.
Go ahead, what's his question?
He said on the, I think, Patreon, parentheses, not trying to leak, but that story of the potential marriage before you went to Yemen is kind of what I'm going through right now. Subhanallah.
But that was,
If I marry, I worry I won't go to Yemen.
like for me, I mean, that girl was Iranian.
Oh.
No, but the Sunni.
Oh.
Y'all like a cartoon, dude. Like, she's Iranian. Oh. But Sunni. Oh. Like,
You were doing the same
and
thing.
y'all were doing it at the same time. I'm like, see, that's what
You're
I'm
the
saying.
son. How do you not know?
These people, they don't know because they can't see what I see, right? You know? Oh. She was Iranian, but yeah, you know, I knew because it was like the same thing. She was like really, really, really smart. She's like, I want to go to school and I want to become a doctor. I'm like, look, man, I'm 21 years old. I like, dude, go do whatever you want to do. Just get me married. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, you know, because I'm young. I'm not thinking like, you know, but when I went back home and thought about it, I'm like, nah, man, she goes and becomes a medical school. She goes to medical school. She becomes a doctor. Where am I going to? I was like, nah. I was like, Ya Rabbi, please make her say no. Because she had already said yes. The mother said yes. It was a go. But I said, change their mind. Like, make them change their mind. And alhamdulillah, man, it was the sister, she was applying for a visa from Australia. And then I went back and I said, okay, so what's up? The brother said, we can't do it. We can't have the marriage. I said, why? You know, I'm trying to act all shocked. I was like, why? What's up? And I was like, yes. You know, I was like, why? What's up? He said, because he said the sister, she got rejected. Her visa got rejected. So the mother, she doesn't want to be alone. She said, one of my daughters has to be with me. And since she can't come, this one has to stay with me. So she can't get married. Now, of course, I could say, well, you know, we're going to get married. We're going to be here. She can still be with you. There's no problem. I said, oh, so sad. Okay, my son, you know, I was like, I got to get back home. And I jumped out, I ran out that house. I was like, yes, you know.
The phone.
Now, two things, because the marriage went through, it fell through, and then two, because the dua got answered. And the way that it got answered, I was like, oh boy, I know this going to Yemen must be the right thing, because the way that got answered, I mean, subhanAllah, everything was going smoothly, and then boom, they just rejected her visa. And that's crazy. You know, that just doesn't normally happen like that.
Did you pray istikhara before you?
I mean, I would just talk to her. It was like we hadn't really gotten engaged at that time. Like, we all agreed, and I was going back to follow up and to agree, like, what are we going to do? What's the mahar? What's this? What's that? And then it just that was when they said, nope, it's not going to happen. So, alhamdulillah, man, that was, whew. And I don't think it was like a few months later, I was in Yemen. A few months later, so.
No, that was like
A few months later, I was in Yemen buying your mother a chocolate bar. Your mother was young. Here, go get that girl a chocolate and tell her when she grows up, she's going to be my wife.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then she grew up and became my wife. It was just a joke. I was just joking. But it was, and in fact, when the brother went and gave her the chocolate, she like slapped it away. She said, I don't want chocolate from him. Who is he? Because, you know, and then, mashallah. One more, go ahead, man.
What's the difference between hadith and athar? Question by Muslim.
I mean, if it's an athar is generally used if it's a statement of the Sahaba, of a Sahabi or a Tabi'i, or a Tabi'i, and hadith is used for if it's a sunnah from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even if it's a statement of the Sahabi, like it might be a hadith of the Sahabi, but they say, you know, كنا نعمل كذا وكذا في أيام, you know, or if they said that we used to do this, or we used to do this in the time of the Prophet, even though they're not quoting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but they're saying what they used to do, it's still sunnah. It has the hukm al-marfu'. So they use the word hadith if it's marfu'. But the word hadith amongst the people of hadith from before, like Imam Ahmed, is for everything. He used the word hadith for everything, for the Prophet, for the Sahabi, whoever, you know.
That's it. That's it.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
You're shocking that Irani.